rise and shine out here on this Tenacious Tuesday. This is my Tenacious Tuesday. Listen, can you do me just a little bit on my volume? Just a little bit though, because I definitely won't. Y'all, can we give it up for the host with the most in this building, Dustin Dawson? Y'all hear a little bit more. Thank you, Dustin, for hosting us. Well, great Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to the Circle of Caring. My name is Nina Marie, and I am your host today. I get an opportunity to work specifically in the community with businesses, churches, and organizations. Really hearing from everybody, like, what do you do? What do you do? Because Shreveport-Bossier, do you agree? Shreveport-Bossier has amazing things, but everybody is doing them on individual silos. And so as we learn more about what we're doing in the community, we find out what can we do together. And so some of that is based on your profession. And then some of that is even based on your gifts. I got an opportunity to listen to a couple of women that has met within this room about some of the futuristic things that they have going on. And it has absolutely nothing to do with their job. But I'm amazed by that because that let me know that this room is doing the work. It's doing exactly as what the teenagers say, it's doing what it's supposed to do, right? That's what the kids say. And so within the Circle of Caring, one of the things I do want to mention is last year, because we've been on this journey about 3 years now, and last year we did a survey. And 100%, somebody say 100, because this is like an interactive thing. Y'all just get to hear from me first, right? And so 100% of our members, because once you come first time, you're a guest. The second time, you automatically family. So 100% reported that the Circle of Caring has not only impacted their sense of community, but how they feel belonged and even connected. 100%. Now, I don't say that to impress you, but to impress upon you that you're really in the right room with the right people doing the right things. I was telling Mr. Mike for the first time, bless you, so excited to see his face, because I know his face from the community as a businessman, but I said, Mr. Mike, you gotta know who you at the table. So look around for a moment. I just want you to take a moment just to look around. And wave, right, Miss Casey, wave, right? Smile, you breathing. But I want you to know who's not only at your table, but who's in the room. That's so important. And so we not only gather people who care. In these rooms, we understand that it's much bigger than it's a team sport. Together, each accomplishes more. There's nothing we can do on ourselves. We all have to pull on somebody and something to help us step into our next. And then last but not least, people who desire to work together. Right? Right? People who desire to work together. Because anybody can come into these rooms, but everybody won't come. Because if you come in here thinking this is a me thing, you're definitely in the wrong room. But this is the one room that we get to put French together and say, we do it. And I love that the most about what we've been able to build in these last almost 4 years, Mr. Mike, almost 4 years. Unbelievable to me. And so, as we push through, I want to, and this is what I love for my newcomers too. If this is your first time, you're probably like, we're supposed to start at 11:30. We did. And that time is what we like to spend getting to know who's in the room. So if you saw people really talking, like Miss Mary was back there, she's helping, like, what do I need? Because that's what we do. And I love that because it's the culture that we've spent at least our first 2 years building. That was important to me the most, is that the culture that we built. And so what I do want to do is we're going to take a moment, we're going to do our first half, our first 2 rows. And we're going to introduce ourselves. This is the time where you get to pull your elevator pitch together. An elevator pitch is like 60 seconds or less, maybe 75. It's probably one of the most uncomfortable moments in the room if you hate speaking in front of people. But it gives you the practice, right? And then I'm like the judge, she was in the room, but I'm like the judge that likes to say, okay, thank you, because we are going to make sure that we speak on our time. And so, not that I have to, of course. But we'll start down here, Miss Mary. And if you just share your name, your organization, and what it is that you do at your organization, your role.
Hey, I'm Mary Richter. I work for Volunteers for Youth Justice. We have many departments under that big umbrella, and the one that I'm in is the TBRI role, which is a trauma-informed role. And we have a partnership with Caddo Schools to help principals and counselors connect students and their families with resources they may need, and also help with the We Care School stuff, which is amazingly awesome.
Hi, everybody. I'm Casey Monero. I do work with Caddo Schools. I work with Miss Mary. I work with Mike. I work with Mr. Kim. I work with the outside agencies to connect them to our schools, to help our principals and our administrators understand how to better utilize our resources and get the kids what they need. I also co-founded We Care Schools with Community Renewal when I was a principal of an elementary school in town. And we had a great success story that I'm going to share with y'all in a little bit. And that's me in a nutshell.
I'm Mike Leonard. I'm with Community Renewal, and our mission is to change the world by intentionally building and growing positive, caring relationships across all of the diversity represented in each and every community. There's not a person that doesn't have a responsibility to the renewal of community.
Hey everybody, Robin Berry. I'm the One-Stop Operations Manager for the American Job Center. Our main program is the WIOA program, Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act. We serve Louisiana Workforce Development Area 70. We help youth, adults, and dislocated workers, as well as employers.
Hey everyone, I'm Kim Mitchell with the Center for Community Renewal, and I help replicate the model of community renewal in other parts of the country, and then work with wonderful people like Casey and Mary in experimenting with how we can adapt community renewal to many of the systems of our community, one of those being education and great experience.
My name is Michael Bates. I'm the owner of the Next Level 318 Sports One Group. Also have a trucking company, a man on line trucking. I'm into giving back to the community I have. The club is open for parties, meetings, family gatherings. Just a grown up environment. I don't allow no foolishness. I've had it 40 years and we never had a fight. And we want to open up a branch out to everybody. Just let them know what we offer. We also have best food in town. You don't have to go to Orlando's. We have stuff syrup. We have whole campus. We have baskets in town.
Where are you?
What's the name of your place?
Yeah, where they're located.
Well, hold on, Mr. Mike, they don't have to come and see you for lunchtime. That's gonna be in the
Oh, but I gotta tell.
Yeah,
I got cards, but I'm
Yes,
off there
get
at
your cards, 'cause I want them to
200 Travis
meet you.
Street. 200 Travis downtown, right? Travis and Spring 200 on the corner, right up from the Sanford.
What's the name of
Next level.
Next level. You get excited when you start talking about food now.
You have to say stuff.
It's hard to go behind. I know. And let me just say, the food is delicious, so this is why these rooms are important. Absolutely. Go ahead.
And I'm glad he accepted my invite. This is
Yes.
my business partner.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing it. Yes, it is something great food and great ambiance. But I'm Shauna Morris. If you pulled up in the parking lot and your eyes was open, I know you saw that beautiful 45-foot bus that's out there. I have the pleasure of being the wellness coordinator of the mobile unit, and I travel the state of Louisiana, bringing care to the doorsteps of those who need it. So always a pleasure to be in this room with my friend Nina and Community Renewal, and also meeting wonderful people. So it functions the same as this building here, except I travel with mine. So Dustin is the wellness center coordinator for this facility, and I have the mobile unit. So thank you, Ms. Nina, for coming and bringing your people with you.
Mr. Roberts.
My name is Robert Odom. I'm a program assistant at Community Renewal, and we have three main initiatives: Haven House, which is the block leader program, and Friendship House, which part of that is to take care of the kiddos, and Renewal Team, which brings businesses or organizations together to make the city stronger.
Good morning. My name is Camelia Kimball, but just call me Pam. I work for Community Renewal as well, and I'm not going to repeat what my partners have said. Just know that we build caring relationships.
My name is Jeffrey Norred. I work with the Louisiana Workforce Commission, Veteran Services. In a nutshell, what I do is I help veterans become employed. Help veterans find employment. And along with that, veterans face a numerous amount of things. There's mental health issues, there's physical health issues, there's community resources that they need that they don't even know about. And my purpose of being here is to learn about the community resources here so that I can help the veterans that I serve. And some of y'all may need to know me because veterans that you serve, one of their root causes might be unemployment. Well, I'm here. And we have offices in every single parish. In some of the larger parishes, we have multiple offices. So, it doesn't matter if they're in Caddo or whether they're in Bossier or where they are. If it's not me, it's one of my counterparts that's just like me. Jeff Norred. If anyone needs a business card, I brought plenty.
Awesome.
Diane Lawrence. I write grants for Community Renewal, and I get to work with Food Care Schools.
That was too quick. I didn't get a chance Excuse me. Good morning, everybody. I'm Judy Garcia of the Shreveport City Court. I've been there, since since December 2011. I do all types of cases, misdemeanor cases, anything on the city level. You don't hear any federal cases, you don't hear any capital cases, you don't hear any felonies, you hear anything on the wood court. Many people know that I've done a lot of help a lot of different organizations and people, but I'm trying to do now, hopefully, if you all support anyone you can, get help us. I'm trying to start a community court, a Shreveport City Court, separate from what we already do. They have the first court in Louisiana in New Orleans. And this court there where you can deal with an individual holistically. A lot of you all work with, great work with your individual agencies, and many of them are separated. Let me work on both of them. No, they're separated. I'm trying to deal with them holistically. I'm getting some pushback from other judges or other people in the community. So you all can reach out to the judges, the city council, the commissioners to say support the initiative of Shreveport City Court to help the individual. Because you were dealing with one thing, you're dealing with another thing, but if they come to court on a crime, then whatever you're doing stops because they get go to jail. But with Shreveport Community Court, it allows us, the judge who sits there, to allow them to continue to maintain being out and work with all the little providers at once, because it's hard dealing with individuals separately, because if they'll deal with one thing or two things, they may have 5 other problems. In this situation, you deal with individual holistically. Thank you.
You know, if you're gonna let anybody go over to be the judge, right? But no, you're good, Judge Sims. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and do lunch. And when we come back from lunch and sit, we'll do the second half of our introductions. Housekeeping rules, the restrooms are over here. And there is hand sanitizer back here. And ladies, help yourself. And this is probably my hardest moment when we come back. Because I love to hear the chit chat. I just love it. I love that part more than anything. It's just the conversations and the chatter. But we gotta keep going. We're starting. I know, that's all right, Mr. Mike. I just want you to just get it all out. That's the energy we need, Mr. Mike. That's the energy we need. I love it. I love it. Now, this is, and let me just say again, I love that part the most. I love the chit chatter of it. Because the worst thing ever is to go to networking meetings, networking events, and nobody is networking. I honestly, so anything, somebody say anything. Or as the kids say, anything that you come to with me, we're going to enjoy ourselves. It's going to be a lot of chit chatter and always fun and for sure good food. How was that lunch? Is it good?
Where'd it come from?
It came from Shavers.
Right.
So yes, one of my favorites in the city. So you signed in when you came in for AmeriHealth. But this is our Circle of Caring sign-in sheet. So I'm going to send it down on one side and down on another side. So if you'll meet in between you all. If you have not already signed in, please do so on the Circle of Caring sheet. So what I want to continue to do as you're eating, please enjoy lunch. There is more in the back. You're not greedy if you go up for more. Trust me, I know, because I enjoy seconds at times. So please help yourself. And we'll continue with our introductions. It was almost unfair. I often do introductions all before lunch because I like everybody to know who's in the room so that during the lunchtime. But we're going to do our introductions and then bring up our speaker, and we'll have time afterwards to make sure that you are still connecting and networking before you walk out the door and get you back on your day in time, okay? And so we'll start on this end with my new friend here.
Hello, my name is Lamar Franklin. I'm with the START Corporation. I'm a community support specialist or case manager there. I work with the clients in our permanent supportive housing program, and I provide those skill building activities as well as connecting our clients to resources to help them maintain their housing. So this is my first meeting. I wanted to come and meet everyone, see all the resources available so I can make sure I refer my clients to the appropriate people, like I said, so they can maintain their housing and we all can work together and support the community.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Ashley Madison. I work for Aetna Better Health of Louisiana. I am their manager of social determinants of health. So kind of the same thing. I do out in the community trying to get resources, trying to connect resources as best I can for our members, not only for our members, because we believe in a trickle down. If it helps our members, it helps the community, or vice versa. So that's what my goal is, trying to figure out what everybody does, how we might be able to add those resources to our internal platform that we use to refer our members out. And I also am I work a lot with the data. So I'm heavily involved in the data for the state. So where those resources should go. Where are our gaps in needed resources? Where are the housing gaps? Where are the food insecurity or the food needs and things of that nature? They're big on digital landscape now, as well as social connectedness and things of that nature. So happy to come and share that information with you if anybody is ever interested in that, or if you have data you'd like to share, I'm very interested in that. So we can see how we can, what this gentleman said, build those stronger communities.
Absolutely. And let me just say, I love that. But the only thing, somebody say only thing.
Only thing.
The only thing that you cannot do in Circle of Care is say try.
Okay.
If you want to just see me pass out and
Say
just,
try. What I say? Help me.
You
Fix
said
it.
it 4 times to me.
Okay, help me. Let's go back and fix those sentences.
Right?
But who's
So,
counting?
and when you're dealing with data, nothing that you're doing, you're trying.
No.
You doing it.
Okay.
So thank you for doing it, right? But I'm telling y'all, with students and all, okay, it's say trying and then you lost me, but no. Thank you and welcome.
Gotcha. Thank you.
It was, somebody said it before you a couple of times.
No, it's
but
okay.
It was just time.
We're going to fix the sentence.
Right.
We're doing it.
Thank
It's
you,
fine.
sister. There you go.
All right, put my tri meter on.
Yeah.
All right. Hey y'all, I'm Dr. Whitney Polly from the Providence South County Director of Education and Workforce Development. We break the homelessness cycle doing 3 things: housing, workforce development, and education. Lucky for you, you got the workforce development and education person right here. Okay, so I work with my residents. I build skills, hard skills and soft skills, as well as life skills. We have parenting classes. They're not just for my residents. A lot of people send people to me just to help. I'm very personable. I like one-on-one. I believe that's how we really help people get to the roots of the problem, to see how we can connect them. If it's referring out to you all, that's what I do. If it's keeping them in-house, that's what I do. And so I love connecting them with jobs and resources. I'm a person that moved back to Shreveport after having a career in Nashville for 6 years. I had 5 degrees and it took me 7 months to find a job. I don't want anybody to ever have to experience those things. If we say education is the key to freedom, then we need to make sure that that's possible. So we're looking at policy, we're looking at all the people to make sure that our people can really make it. If we're saying it, we need to actually be doing it. I also own a company called Synergy Community Solutions. I do data evaluation for Community and Schools Program Volunteers of America. I can also help you in your businesses. That's why I started my business, to help you all with data, grants, whatever the things are. I kind of have a wealth of background. I've been military, everything. So whatever you need, I can probably help you or get you to somebody that can. I also have employees for you. Again, I said I build the skills of my people. So I like to send you people that are going to be hard workers, and they're going to be sustainable workers for you and for them, because we want them to have a sustainable and living wage. That's what we all deserve at the bare minimum. So I think that's all. I have flyers, business cards, and I'm just very happy to be here.
And we're so glad to have you.
You don't seem very personable.
She didn't say try at all. She's just doing it.
Y'all my soul sister.
Hi, my name is Nina Taylor, and I'm from Oak Street Health. So I am the Community Relationship Manager at Oak Street Health. We are a doctor's office, new to Shreveport. We only see patients on Medicare, so 65 and older, and then anybody that's been on disability for 2 years. So I'm not new. Nina's my sister, but I'm just so super excited to be here. And if anyone wants to connect, just let me know.
I have such great introductions. But my name's Cammie. I'm with Families Helping Families Region 7. Some of y'all I've already talked to, and I love y'all, and I'm ready to meet everyone else that I have not met. But I'm the Outreach Resource Specialist there. We provide resources, support, as well as education advocacy for individuals with disabilities, and that's children as well as adults. And we like to say that we're the hidden gem of the disability community.
Hello, I'm Amanda Angel. I also work for Aetna Better Health of Louisiana. I am the Community Development Analyst for Region 7, 8, and part of 6. So pretty much what Ashley said, we have social determinants of health, and we are bridging the gaps to have like these hosting like community events to help get people events. So like right now we have a bunch of back to school events going on, getting school supplies and things like that.
And please send your flyers in. Miss Rebecca in the back, y'all. Tell Miss Rebecca, hey. Miss Rebecca is our everything for Circle of Caring, and she will get all of your information out. So events that you have coming up, please send that out. Trainings, anything, we can give it to send.
Hello, everybody. My name is Selena Strickland. I work for City of Shreveport / Louisiana Workforce Commission / Health American Job Center. We're Region 71. I think you heard from Region Miriam of 70. And just like she iterated earlier, we do adults dislocated worker in and out of school youth, and helping them to get retrained or freshly trained for employment, so that eventually they can be able to gain self-sufficient in whatever area that may be. And I am one of the program managers there.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to keep my mask on because the summer bug has got me, and I don't want it to get you. So if you can hear me, put a thumbs up. All right, great. My name is Yolanda Duckworth. I am Region 7 Opioid Coordinator with the Louisiana Department of Health. And so what I do is I educate the community, schools, school administrators, talk to Mr. Burton, all about ways of reducing a person's harm of accidentally overdosing. The upcoming events that we have, September 24th at Southern University, partnering with the School of Allied Health and Nursing, we're offering a free opioid symposium, open to the public as well as the student population, of course, as well as October 19th.
This Yolanda, can we save the announcements to the end, please? Yeah, please. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's what I do.
Hello, everyone. I'm gonna move it real quickly. Ms. Rebecca, I did one of the guests, so I'm going to introduce my guest today. This is Ms. Jordan Foster, and she works for the VA, the crisis line, and she's one of their crisis responders. And also, Jordan and myself own VAIL. It's Vision for Inspiring and Encouraging Lives. So we provide what's good about anger, triple P parenting, shoplifting and death addiction, and life coaching. And our office is located in Midland, Louisiana. But we also can do some services here in Shreveport, Bossier area. I'm Deborah Speed. This is Jordan Foster. And I'm sorry. And I own Speedy Travel. So if y'all look into the
Hello, everyone. My name is Deborah Allen. I'm the life coach for Goodwill Industries. I life coach their employees. As you know, just because someone comes to work doesn't mean all their issues go away. I do a lot of crisis management, intervention, and I want to also double down on Judge Sims' program, the community court that she's working on. It's really important to let everyone know at the city that we are in support of that, because we've all had our clients that have gone through the court system and need that help.
Absolutely.
Hello everyone, my name is Gabriel Ducote. I'm with Choices Coordinated Care Solutions. This is my colleague John Bush. We deal with adolescents and young adults who are currently at risk of out-of-home placement with all, every part, whether it's through stuff like truancy or getting to the court system and just general public. I deal with the general public, we deal with the court system. We're here to just gather whatever resources we can for literally anything. So far can help with that. School is gearing up as well soon, so we are going to see a lot more of risk for out-of-home placements, hospitalizations, different things, because you start mixing a bunch of growing kids and young adults in with that sort of environment. Yeah. That only expedites itself. So we're just here to gather whatever resources and information we can. So.
And Dustin, the man of the house.
How y'all doing today? My name is Dustin Dawson, and I'm the Wellness Center Administrator here at American Health Caritas, Louisiana. As y'all met, our mobile unit coordinator was Shauna Morris. So y'all can see the buses out there. So that bus travels throughout the state, through our rural areas too, as well, to serve our members. Also to the community as well. So we do a lot of stuff out of our Wellness Center. Like right now we're hosting. Also too, we do exercise classes out of here. Nutrition classes, so we do a lot of things for the community, but also for the members. It's a way for our members to come in and ask questions about, their benefits and stuff. So it's a way to connect and also to help close those care gaps in our members and stuff. So this is our wellness center. So we use it for different things, and so also to partner with different organizations that want to do things, and so we don't charge anybody to use our facilities at all. So
say that again, Dustin.
So it's free. So we have a lot of community partners use this facility just for free. They love it, so it's a way to connect with everybody throughout the community. So we want to continue that, and so if anything that we can do to support y'all, we are there. So I'd like to continue our relationship. So nice to see everybody here.
Thank you. Thank you. For Thank you so much, Dustin. Thank you. And so we're going to keep rolling. We do have a time at the end where you are going to share your announcements. So if you have flyers and stuff, that'll be our time. But as we've been journeying this year, one of the things that we understood was that as we're all, somebody say all, as we're all in the trenches doing the work that we do, it takes a village. And we hear that oftentimes when it pertains to youth and young adults. But how many of you all know that no matter your age, you should still have a village? You should still have mentors. You should still have people that speak into your life. There's a book I read from that says there's safety in the multitude of counselors, right? And so when you're grown, then you know too much. So you'll never hear me say I'm grown because I want to always learn more. And so we've spent, as we've been growing through this year talking about 8 key elements. And that's $1 million number for me. 8 is my number of new beginnings. I celebrate my new year in August, so this is technically mentally my December. And so 8 represents a lot, but I didn't make this one up, okay? But there's 8 elements to a healthy community that we've journeyed with, okay? The first one was our common culture, the culture that we build. And whatever culture that you build, the second one was our safe environment, because is it safe within the culture, right? And once you realize that you built a common culture that is safe, it's the enhancing of the relationships that's where you really get to see the ball rolling. And so we talked about the meaningful work within our community. And we talked about the leadership system as well, and what does it look like as the leaders in our community. Because we're all leaders, whether we believe it or not. Somebody's following you. Whether you lead, I was always a leader, Miss Mary, in Miss Casey. I just never was the one leading people the right way until I got older and I understood what I was supposed to be doing, right? So I was always a leader, Cammie, it just wasn't the right way. So we talked about the leadership system. And this month, we're talking about the educational side of it. Because now that we got a common community, is thriving. We built and maintained some relationships within safe environment. We're talking about the meaningful work, because you got to do away with the bad and take in the good. What's the meaningful work that we do? Who are the leaders that's going to do the work? But what type of education will they have to help them do what they're supposed to do? And education don't start when it gets here. It starts at this age. And so I'm so honored to have Miss Casey. It's one thing to know when you know somebody, but to know that your name is in rooms that you are not even in, that speaks volumes. And I've heard about Miss Casey for years as I've been in the school system, being the one that shouldn't have made it. I was the kid that shouldn't have made it, but I had programs. So that's my first love for those that don't know that. My first love is teenagers. And so I've heard of Miss Casey forever. I'm so grateful for Miss Mary setting it up and making sure that she's here, because busy people do understand busy people. But I asked Miss Casey to come and share about where we are as an educational system, and even more so where we're going. So can we give it up for Miss Casey?
Don't make me cry, I swear. Okay, first of all, thank you so much. That was a beautiful welcome. And I want y'all to know that as I sat around listening to every one of you talk about what you do, it is so important that we are all in this room together. Because I need to know every one of you guys. Like, I need to know y'all, and I need all your information, I need your flyers, I need all your stuff. Because one of my main jobs that I like to say is one of my main jobs, I have lots of jobs, lots of hats, but one of them is to make sure that our schools know what is out there in this community to help them. And it's baffling that they do not. And it's also baffling that there are so many people like you in the community here to help our schools. And so that's like kind of why I'm in the position I'm in, is to sort of bridge that gap and to sort of connect people with the help of Miss Mary. Thank goodness she's my helper connector. I call her the connector because she makes sure that she connects people. But it is really important. There's so many resources, there's so many agencies that as a school principal, it is very hard to remember. We call it alphabet soup when you start talking about VYJ, VOACRI. I mean, like, it's alphabet soup to them. They're like, what the heck? I don't know what all these things do. I don't know how to use my resources. And so then they just give up. And I just happened to be, when I was a principal, I happened to be a principal who did not give up. I said, we don't have the resources at our school to do what we need to do to help these kids, and I'm going to find somebody to help these kids with me, side by side, to walk this walk with me. And so I found Community Renewal, thank the dear Lord, because they helped me so much. I found the VYJ, who also helped so much, and the VOA, who helped a lot, and numerous other agencies. But I had 1,100 students in my school. And I was clueless as to what to do with some behavior problems. I was clueless what to do with some of my teachers that didn't want to be there, that weren't the nicest, that weren't the welcomingest. and stuff like that, And so I had to start really thinking about how can I find the resources to help me and help make this the community it's supposed to be. Y'all, I know that Miss Nina Marie mentioned about the village, and I talk about the village. They're sick of hearing me talk about the village. I talk about the village all the time because the village has fallen apart, right? I mean, we have lost what that old African adage means when we talk about the village. We don't have everybody going to school in the same community anymore, and then their grandma's on the street and they're going, "What you doing? Why aren't you at school? Get your," we don't have that like we used to have, right? And we need that. And the other part of that adage says that the child who's not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. What is happening in Shreveport right now? Our children are burning our village down, aren't they? But why? It is because they do not feel the warmth. They do not feel the care. They do not feel the community. They don't feel the love. They have to have that to become good people. I'm like Nina Marie. I wouldn't have made it if I didn't have good people in my life. If I did not have my mama who told me how to do all kinds of stuff and shuck corn and make peas and cornbread and all the good greens and everything. I mean, if I did not have that person in my life, I would not have made it. If I didn't have my math teacher, Mr. McDowell, in 8th grade, who saw me struggling in math and said, "I'll meet you up here at 7 if you can get up here." And I got there and he helped me get through math. If you didn't have people in your life that helped you along the way, where would you be today? Well, right now we have a society who is what kind of society? Me. And when you have people that are the teachers and the leaders of schools who are me, and not we, then you're going to raise children who are me, and not we. And so it's really important that we help our teachers and our leaders of our schools see the importance of community and what community is like and what community can be like. Because some of them just don't see the big picture. Don't see that this is like, we're all in this together. We all want to raise better people, right?
Right.
And we get there to school, we have the little bitty kids, and they're learning from the models that they see. But if we can reach them at the ground floor and we can work on that foundation and teach them how to care, and that caring together is the best way to care, and they can do so much, it can be so powerful. If we get there on the ground floor, it makes all the difference. And then if you think about, you get a whole school that's doing that, you get 1,100 kids that are on board with that and 150 employees on board with that, you are going to make change in the community. It is going to be impactful. And y'all, we have 56 schools to do that in. So we can do it. And we can raise different types of citizens, and we can create a different society here in Shreveport, but we got to all be in, right? We got to all help each other out. And we also have to all be knowledgeable about what's out there to do it with. So one thing, I get off on a tangent, by the way, I'm just saying. I don't try, I just do. I just get off on a tangent. I don't try. Anyway, and a soapbox. But one thing at my school that I did when I was a principal was I started this thing called We Care Schools. And We Care Schools is a way to show and showcase what a community of caring really can do. It really is. At the beginning of it, we were trial and error, trying to figure it out, how to do it, how to recognize caring as the most important thing. Somebody back here, I think it was you, that mentioned the whole child, the holistic approach, talking about that. I don't remember who, but it was like the thing that we kept doing. We kept seeing that we're just pushing the test scores. We're pushing for, academics only. Like, we don't have time to talk or socialize or be anybody's friend or visit with anybody, find out what's going on. We don't have time for any of that. We just got to move. That was not working. It was not working, and I could just see it. The wheels were coming off. And so when we stopped and said, we're going to put the most important thing first, and that most important thing is caring, everything changed. Everything changed. Y'all, our attendance skyrocketed. One of the best in the whole land. We had the best attendance in the world. Not world, not really. But we had really good attendance and went straight up. We had better test scores, rose our test scores, like with doing stuff about caring, not doing stuff about academics. Right. We put caring first and rose our test scores. People like couldn't even understand that. They're like, no, you did something else. No, we put caring first. We started looking at our kids as individuals and seeing what they really needed and what they really were about, and did things that were for them. And it changed the way that they did academically. We went from having fights all the time. I got pushed down in the hallway my first year there, stuff like that. I mean, we had fights at the playground all the time. We went from that to zero. Zero fights. No fights. Nobody was fighting. Because everybody had made caring cool. Made it about each other. Yes, I know Diane loves that. But caring cool. I mean, it became a thing. That's like, no, we're not going to treat each other like that. Wildcats don't do that. We don't do that here. Like, it became their language. Became how they talk to one another. Became the culture. And so, you know, what we see is that when you do put the intentionality into it, you can have these outcomes in your community. And we know that those kids went on, and I know in my heart that those kids are now in high school and wherever and doing things, and they still have that foundation of caring in there. And hopefully they are still spreading that. And that is going to make a difference, you know, in the rest of the community and wherever they land. You know, hope they land somewhere they need bringing, and they just make a whole difference in their place, you know. And so it's really an amazing thing. And so what I was tasked to do when they put me in the central office spot was, hey, that culture thing that you did at your school, can you do that in the other schools? I said, I can try. I'm not saying try. I shouldn't hear me say try. I said I can try. So what I've been doing for the last couple of years is trying to get it into the schools, into the other schools, trying to get the leadership of the other schools to understand the importance of looking at the caring model and putting that first. We have 13 schools now. I'm going to look at the numbers, guys. There's 13 schools now. We have one school that is in Africa, in Cameroon. We have a school in DeSoto Parish, Mansfield Elementary, which actually had the Louisiana State Principal of the Year after her school became a caring, We Care community renewal school. That's so exciting. Anyway, and now I think Knoxville maybe is about to get on board, so we're about to have one up there. But it's spreading like wildfire. People are feeling what it can do and seeing what it does to put caring first in their schools. And I just think it's going to keep on going and going. It's going to be great. But aside from that, aside from We Care and aside from what we do there, one of the other things I do is work on helping change the mindset in Caddo Parish schools in general of the punitive to restorative discipline practices. So I don't know if y'all know, but a couple years ago we got rid of the paddle in Caddo Parish schools. And I wasn't going to go there without, I don't know how everybody feels about that, but what I'm going to say is what I know to be true from research and what I've read and what I've experienced is that every child responds differently to punishment, and every child responds differently to discipline. And you can have one child who, and I'm just going to, for lack of better words, you can beat them to the end of the earth. I'm going to say it that way. I'm going to be nice. And it wouldn't matter. And it would make them worse. And y'all seen it, right? Y'all seen it. It can make them worse, make them meaner, make them hateful, create sociopath-like behavior, just saying. So there's that. And then there's some other kids that you do the positive discipline, and that might not work. I mean, you have to work with them. You have to see what works for every kid. And so I work a lot with the school administrators on talking about alternatives to suspension and alternatives to expulsion, because we know that sending them home is not going to help. We know that's not a good tool. And we work on how to give them alternatives to that. Like, what else can you do besides send them home? How about we sit down and have a discussion with them? How about we come up with the plan? How about you let them tell you what kind of punishment they need because they got in a fight in the cafeteria? They may come up with, like, I need to sweep the cafeteria for 14 weeks. And you might would have said, you can sweep the cafeteria for 2 weeks. They may give themselves a harsher punishment. If you have a conversation about it, it's really kind of funny. But what we know is that the word discipline means to teach. And we know that. And so we teach the teachers and we teach the administrators and the leadership at these schools to teach the kids how to act. Because you can't say to a kid anymore, hey, you know better than that, right? I know you know better than that. Can you say that to a kid anymore? Can you say that to a 5-year-old or a 14-year-old or any? You can't. Because how do you know they have been taught better? You don't. Because everybody has their own ways and everybody's been in a different place. Everybody has a different experience. So whatever you're saying is your way at your school, you've got to own that and say, this is what I want to teach you. This is the way we do it here to make you a productive citizen. And we want you to be a caring adult in the community who can be productive. And so we got to teach you how to do that. Doing what you just did is not going to do that. So we got to tell them that. And if we don't communicate that to them, it's not even their fault that they don't turn out right. So what I did this morning, just to give you a little taste of what I do, is I trained the security officers. So I trained the SROs, security coordinators, police officers, this morning on de-escalation techniques that are not using force, that are using voice instead of force. Let's use our words and see where we can get before we have to go down that path. And if we can get there, we can really make some huge change. And if we can get them to do that in law enforcement entirely, we can really get somewhere. But anyway, baby steps. And so I worked on that this morning. But my job is all encompassing. I'm working with every school in the district. Any school that wants me, we usually work with the willing first. Yeah. And so you know how that is. It's like we're working with the willing. But the people that want to let me in, and not just me, y'all. This is my team. It's a huge bunch of all kinds of wonderful, caring people who support this work. And one thing I noticed this year especially is I'm seeing a coming together of different agencies who are all willing to like set the egos aside and say we are all helping each other out. And so that has been really exciting. So I help coordinate that, help get that going, and that's kind of what we do. But the one other thing, I don't believe this, one thing we say when we're looking at everything with the kids is the road. You know, she was talking, Maria was talking about the path. She went down the right path eventually, right? You got there. You got there. She got there, right? That path, to get to that right path, we got to make sure we meet their needs to get them to that right path. Because if she didn't have somebody in her life to push her down the right path, she may have gone down the wrong path, right? So we talk about that road to prison, which is where we don't want them to be, is paved with unmet needs. So if we can get to the root of the problem and figure out what their needs are and get under the behavior that is in our face, we can get behind that, we can figure out what their needs are, which usually is love or caring or warmth or hugs. You know, kids need 13 hugs a day to be mentally well. I can't even get 3 out of my middle schoolers. I'm trying. But I mean, they need a lot of hugs. So anyway, getting there means you got to ask them what they need. You got to talk to them. And everybody right now is like this. And you got to, hey, let's talk. What do you need? What do you need? What can I get you? And so anyway, so we're working with the students, the teachers, the staffs on having every child in Caddo Parish schools feel welcome and wanted at school. That's my main goal. And we do that through a culture of caring together.
That's huge.
And now I'm thinking something because I couldn't before.
Are there any questions for her? Any thoughts or questions, Kim?
I know you talked about the SROs and the officers that work at the school. How do y'all incorporate that for children with disabilities? Since it's a whole lot different.
You and I are going to have lots of talking. Because I had 2 scenarios today that I gave the police officers that had specific disabilities represented in those scenarios, and they were like, wait a minute, what do we have to do? I was like, yes, you do. And they're like, well, I didn't know that. How are we supposed to do that? I said, well, you're going to learn how to do it. So anyway, yeah, we're talking those talks. They're the beginning stages, but that came out today. It was good stuff. So yeah, I think you and I need to.
Yes.
Especially with family help and families. That's huge.
Huge.
Yeah, huge.
I'm going to let them tell me. You go ahead and tell me.
For those who have young adults, how many hugs do they need?
need at least 13.
I'm talking about 20-year-old.
It's anybody. It's anybody. It's anybody. We all need 13 hugs a day, y'all. To be mentally well, 13 hugs.
Only if your love language is physical touch.
Oh, it's true.
You
It's
need
true.
13.
I was like, I mean, y'all.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Eyes over there, like 13.
I had a question. You had mentioned alternatives to expulsion before, which, you know, how you going to have an educated kid if you expel them from school.
Exactly. Exactly.
But what are the chances of being able to get whatever needs to be passed to, if a kid is in danger of being expelled, we have the YCP program right down the road in Mendon to be able to get that mandatory, where if you are about to be expelled, you're automatically sent there.
Okay.
You know, and
Yep.
you don't even have any choice in it anymore.
Yeah.
In order for them to get educated and stay in an educational
Right.
setting.
Okay, I don't have exactly an answer, but I have close to an answer, and I'm going to tell you this. Act 324 that was just passed, I don't know if y'all are aware of all the new acts, but there was a whole bunch of new acts that were just passed in the legislature. Sure, thank you. There was a whole bunch of acts that were passed, and one of them, number 324, says that schools are required to have a mandatory meeting with the parents after 2 suspensions. Okay, 2 suspensions is, to me, still too late, but that's okay. At least we're getting somewhere. Okay, so that's better than, I don't know. They need to do it the first one. Exactly. And I'm pushing that, but I'm saying the law at least says that. Okay, so at those two suspension meetings, they have to give them the resource list of all the things that they have to do. Now, that doesn't say exactly the place you're saying, but they have to give them the resources and say, these are the resources to help your child. You should look into this. Now,
They have to pick one.
I mean, they don't have to, but they're giving them it. At least it's making the school have to give it to them, which is a step in the right direction. It's not quite there, but it's at least a step in the right direction.
Because
Because
when you
it
got a
justifies
single,
their suspension now. Because if you've gotten this list and you haven't done anything for your child, then it justifies the educational system to say at least. That's
We
what
have
it is,
given
at least
you the
we
list.
tried.
We have given
At
you the
least we
resources.
tried.
Right.
That's how they go.
Oh, I'm
because
sorry.
the problem with that is now you got single parents that's working all the time just to put food on the table. Who's actually watching the kid? And then I had 2 cousins that basically raised themselves, and it was obvious. There's a stark difference between the way I was raised and what they ended up being.
Yeah.
The Youth Challenge Program will not accept a child unless they want to. They got to volunteer. Just like we are.
Working with the willing again, huh?
Accept a person into the program unless they want
Yeah.
to.
The problem is the word, 2 words, to give. What does that mean?
To the word
Mail
what?
it to give. You have to give.
Oh, they have to have a parent meeting.
What I'm
They have to have a physical parent
What
meeting
I'm saying is the document, and they have to give it to.
in the parent meeting. Face to face. It has to be in person. I'm not saying it right. Okay, tell me again.
You said we have to give them the document. How does it happen? If you can't reach them, do they mail a letter to you to say, hey, you must make it to this meeting? Do they email you? Or do they catch you in the carpool line? The problem is going to be.
It's all
is how do we.
How you get it to them.
To give it to them.
How do you get them to the parent meeting? How do you get the parent to actually come to the parent meeting
To receive
the documents? Yes. Okay, the answer is all of the things. So you try to do everything. You know, I mean, I've stapled it to a kid's shirt before and all of it. But I mean, I really have.
That works with there in elementary school, right?
Right. Because they will happen to lose it if they're older than that, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, you can go to their house and you take your SRO officer. That's one of the things I talked to the SRO officers about. Go to their house. I mean, go. Knock on their door. And I mean, you might not find them that day, but you might keep trying. Yep. And figure out where they work. I mean, it should be on their forms. They turned in their forms.
I was about to say should be.
But I mean, I'm telling you, it's about people being tenacious about it. It's about people caring. It's all back to caring. How much do you care about this child? Do you want them to get the help they need then you're gonna do everything you can do to find them and do it. It's that, it's caring. It always goes back to caring.
Sorry
doesn't
to
it?
interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Get to your food.
You're good. No, you're good. Now come on, give me some more. Give me some more. I love it. Give it to me.
Any other questions for Ms. Casey? Well, we have a certificate to present to you. This certificate is awarded to Casey Monero, Child Wellbeing Specialist, Caddo Parish Schools, in recognition of valuable contribution and presentation to community renewal circle of caring. So thank you for caring. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And we also have one for you, Dustin, for hosting us today. Okay. Any announcements as we're wrapping up? What do y'all have coming up?
Hold on, take your picture. Take your picture. Don't try.
Y'all can talk while I'm taking pictures.
Now, we're going to be in Sabine Parish. We're going to be starting south and working north. In Region 7, it starts in, we're going to start Sabine Parish, Manny, Louisiana. Sorry, I got the flag. Sabine. We're going to have an expungement event, so those with misdemeanor and felonies cannot be actively on probation or parole. We'll be at 1125 West Mississippi. So 6 days later, we're going to be at the same address for a Sabine Parish hiring event. We have some really good employers, even Global Seamless too. That's in Mansfield, Louisiana. Alliance Corporate. These are going to be all gainfully, employers that pay gainful wages. So we have 22 different employers. Little bitty building, but we're going to be there, and people are going to get jobs. The Mobile Command Center from Louisiana Workforce Commission and the Bossier Parish Community College Mobile Center is going to be there as well.
As a matter of fact, I have given you a flyer out in the courtroom. I do give out flyers in the courtroom for services that are free. You know, the judge does that. I give it out for goodwill all the time. They're trying to job service, you know, they have whatever job fairs that they have. So I do give out flyers for free service. If y'all have any flyers that you want me to give out, I do that as well. I heard a few people say life skills. We had someone who was doing life skills for Shreveport City Court before that person is no longer doing it. But if you have a free service that would help with the defendants who come to court, please let me know, and I can put you on the agenda to speak to the judges to see if the judges will accept you. Lastly, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm thinking about my degree is in math. I used to be a high school math teacher. I used to teach algebra 1, algebra 2, probability, statistics, trigonometry, and I did calculus on the side. But somewhere I made a left turn, and here I am today. But I was thinking about doing a tutorial at the courthouse in the afternoon after court for algebra 1, and that which is my specialty, and multiplication. I was thinking. But I don't want to publicize it because if I do, I can't. It's just me. I can't handle too many people by myself, so I'm sharing it with you all. So if I decide to do it, it'll probably be after court one day, maybe from 3:30 or 4 to 5. The time will vary because last night I was in court till almost 6 o'clock trying the case. But generally, we're finished before that time. So I'm thinking about it. Pray for us. They will have to come to the courthouse. I'll do it in the courtroom for maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Just those two things. Please, I beg you. I had to write it down. I'm getting old.
I know, that's all right. That's me. Any other upcoming?
Yeah, I just have one more. On October 19th, the Northwest Louisiana Youth Summit will take place, sponsored by the Louisiana Department of Health and a host of other partners. It will be at Southern Hills Recreation Center. This will be our 3rd year, and community renewal has been a powerhouse in getting those kids out there. So we look forward to it.
Yeah. That youth fair is amazing as well. Okay, last minute, as they say, last call, right? Okay. Thank y'all so much for coming today. One of the things that I do want to leave you with is that next month we're going to be talking, this was such a perfect lead in, because next month we're talking about the healthcare system. right? We have healthcare. I was actually a navigator for the Affordable Care Act when it first rolled out, one of 500 in the nation. I was like, man, that was an opportunity, and loved it. But healthcare system is steady changing, and so next month we'll talk about what the healthcare system looks like throughout and how we can actually pull these resources in. Also, somebody say also. We have a Circle of Caring app. Okay, we have a Circle of Caring app that you'll start seeing much more information around. There's going to be questions posted. There's a profile, but what we're doing is we're building this platform so that all of the amazing programs that you heard today is going to be a click away. So instead of you wondering, what was her name? You can go directly to this app. You can log in. Thanks for Upwork. You can log in and see exactly what services are. I mean, it is amazing. Kim and our network stewards have worked diligently on this app. I like to refer to it almost like a Facebook, because you can put events on there. You can talk about what do you need. Like Dustin could have said, hey, I have a luncheon today. Can somebody come and help me set up chairs and tables? Like, there is such a friendly app, but we did it because we understand that it's just so much better when it's everything in one hub. And we're so grateful for the agency that pulled it together out of one of the best states in the world, out of Michigan. And I'm a little biased there, just a little biased. But the amazing part is that we are the only one in the entire state with it. And so I don't take that for granted, and I don't take it lightly. And so you'll see a lot more information coming out about it as we conclude this year. So thank y'all so much for coming, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.